In this video, I want to share with you some of my most effective brake dust removal strategies, even in extreme situations. The interior of this wheelbarrow you're looking at here is not actually for a client. This is just for demonstration purposes, but the first type of scenario I want to highlight here is a brake dust scenario that has been sitting there. It's corroded into the metal, and it's like the most extreme thing you would kind of think of. I'm using, let's just forget about the product for a second. I'm using a detailing brush here, and you can see there's a lot of surface brake dust is going to come off from that. Inevitably, if you pursue a strategy like this, you are not going to remove all that needs to be removed from an inner barrel like this. The first thing that you have to use is, of course, an acidic wheel cleaner, and I always use either Meguiar's wheel brightener or I use aluminum brightener from Superior Products. Both of these are acidic wheel cleaners that are extremely effective. Then you see me using a cone drill brush, or let's just call it a round drill brush, I guess, that is medium stiffness. Now, some of you might think, hey, this is going to scratch the crap out of this wheel, and that's true, it is. But the question is, which problem is worse, scratching the inner barrel of the wheel or the brake dust sitting there? Which one is being prioritized in the moment? The second thing I want to highlight here is that in situations like this, I will often take things even a step further by when I get the bulk of the brake dust off, as you can see me doing here, I will reapply the acidic wheel cleaner to basically all of the small kind of crevice areas of the wheel. I'll let it sit for just a second, maybe add a little bit of water so it doesn't dry if I'm in a really hot environment. And then I will take my steamer to, again, the really tight areas or the areas that are difficult to get that round drill brush in. The steamer, from the pressure and the acidic nature of the wheel cleaner, is going to generally be enough where I don't actually have to take a brush into those small areas. In addition to the round drill brush, in extreme situations like this, I will have a 2-inch drill brush kind of on deck for me. I will also use a bug sponge and basically like a 0-degree tip on a pressure washer. And this is probably the only type of situation where I would ever use a red tip like that on a pressure washer in the auto detailing world, but it is necessary, and it does make my life way easier because there's just an endless amount of grooves and cracks and crevices that are going to be really difficult to shove a sponge into, and ultimately a detailing brush could get the bristles in, but it's not going to be strong enough, of course. Now, for those of you who are wondering the alkaline cleaner or the non-acidic cleaner that I would use in a situation like this, if I didn't want to use an acidic cleaner because, of course, acids can be crazy, let's just say a little bit dangerous for your health, I would use Dark Fury from, again, the company Superior Products. Really readily available product and a very powerful wheel cleaner that can be diluted and used in all kinds of situations. In a situation like this, I would not dilute it at all. Some people get a little freaked out using wheel cleaners, not diluting them, but I have even used acidic wheel cleaners many times in my detailing business. Meguiar's wheel brightener, not diluted at all in situations exactly like this. Now, from a business perspective, one of the things that I want to highlight here is that when the wheel is off of the car, obviously I can take care of the brake dust in the exact way that you're watching me do it now, and I'm not going to get some like leftover brake dust spotting on the inner barrel of the wheel. The difficulty is in the real world of detailing, where you're not necessarily every day removing the wheel and tire from the vehicle. You're using something like a Speedmaster brush or an easy detail brush to get in the barrel of the wheel. You can see now why, when you have an extreme brake dust situation, even if the brake dust could technically be removed if we took the wheel off, it is not always going to be removable. All of the brake dust inside removable using an easy detail brush or a Speedmaster brush like anyone normally would in a normal situation, like, of course, on this Honda Odyssey minivan here that I'm detailing right here. I'm showing you a few different examples of this just because those really flimsy bristles work really well on that Speedmaster brush to get in those tight areas. However, they're kind of like a detail brush. They are not going to scrub anything at any high level. So it's a little ironic, but even if the brake dust could be removed in this situation, I'm not going to be able to remove all of it. It's just not going to be possible. The easiest way to get around this, if you are willing, is to use an acidic wheel cleaner, not dilute it at all. Like I said, Meguiar's wheel brightener or aluminum brightener from Superior Products will both do the job. If I'm trying to remove 100% of that brake dust and I have to do it without removing the wheel, I will load the wheel up with a product like that and let it sit for as long as I can possibly let it sit without it totally drying in the sun, and then use my pressure washer as close to the wheel as possible to blast all of it off. The reality is you will still not remove everything from behind sort of the spokes of the wheel, but it will remove everything everything visually, at least to a satisfactory degree. Again, it's a little bit of one of those ironic areas of the detailing world. Even if it can be removed, it can't in this situation unless I remove the wheel itself. It's kind of like trying to detail interior carpets without removing seats. Sometimes you just have to cut your losses and accept what the limitations of the moment are going to give you. If you guys want a full list of the tools and products I suggest in this video, check them out below in the YouTube description box below, and make sure to grab my free resource, the Pro Detailing Toolbox, for a full list of pro detailing products that I suggest with discounts, master dilution ratio charts, and everything else that you could possibly want or need to know about tools and products in a very confusing world. Thank you guys so much for watching. I'll see you guys in the next video.